Hello, my name is Eileen, and I'm a registered nurse here at San Joaquin Valley Rehabilitation Hospital. So today we're going to talk about stroke. Stroke is important because it's the leading cause of disability in the United States. So a stroke occurs when a blood vessel that carries nutrients and oxygen to the brain is um, disrupted by either blood clot, so that's a ischemic stroke, or the blood vessel bursts or ruptures, and that's a hemorrhagic stroke. So when this happens, a part of the brain doesn't get the oxygen and therefore the nutrient and the oxygen that it needs. Um, and so that part of the brain will die and the brain cells die. So let's talk about prevention because up to 80% of strokes are preventable. So I've listed here several risk factors of stroke. So um, the number one here is the high blood pressure, or otherwise called hypertension, and that one is the leading cause of stroke. So with high blood pressure, if you've been diagnosed with that, the important thing is to work with your primary care physician to maintain your numbers, keep your blood pressure under control, and to take the blood pressure medications as prescribed. The second one is diabetes. When you have too much sugar in your blood, it affects the blood vessels, and it weakens the blood vessels in your blood as well, and you are high risk for forming clots. High cholesterol, same thing with high cholesterol. If you have too much cholesterol in your blood, you have fatty deposits that can build up in your blood vessels, therefore weakening the blood vessel, making it stiff, and that plaque formation can form clots. Smoking with the carbon monoxide and the nicotine in the cigarette smoke, that will weaken the cardiovascular system. And if you take birth control pills, in addition to being a smoker, that increases your chances for a stroke as well. And then with the diet, so that will contribute with the high cholesterol, the diabetes, and the high blood pressure when you have a diet high in trans fat, high cholesterol, and high sodium. And then the sedentary lifestyle is also a big risk factor for stroke. So moving on, the American Stroke Association uses the acronym FAST, F-A-S-T, to spot stroke signs and when to call 911. So FAST, that will be facial drooping, and you're gonna look for is the one of the side of the face, is it weak or does it feel numb? So you're gonna have the person smile, and one side of the face will be smiling and the other one will be droopy. The next letter is A, so that's the arm weakness. So what you'll do here is you'll have the person raise their arms above their head, and one arm will drift downward, or they will not be able to lift that weaker arm at all. Speech is the speech slurred. So you're gonna have that person say a short verse. For example, the sky is blue. They'll either be unable to speak, or you will not be able to understand them, or the speech will not be clear. And the last letter in FAST is T, and that's time to call 911. So knowing these symptoms, you need to be able to make sure that you're able to get them to call 911 and get them to the hospital right away. Time is very critical with strokes. And knowing the warning signs of a stroke can be maybe the difference between recovery and disability. Thank you.